everyone. I look like I'm tired and just awful. My eyelashes have like all fallen out. You guys, quarantine's got me. It's got me. To the point I haven't even uploaded, you guys. Oh my goodness. Today is April 21st. And let me kind of fill you in. I've done clips here and there, but I don't think I'm gonna piece them together. I'm just gonna throw everything at you guys right here now and like let you know how this whole thing is going, okay? So, oh, you guys, I feel like it's been forever. So March 12th was the last day that we had students in the classroom, because March 13th was our professional development day. And that's when we were kind of thinking we were going to be moving to online curriculum and online learning. And so they canceled our regular professional development day, and they had us just preparing all day to do online learning. At that point, we thought that it was going to go until spring break, and then we were going to take our spring break and come back. Well, that's not what happened. And so I had my students just doing review for the Aspire state testing, because I was like, we need to go through curriculum when we get back, because that's what we need to do, and we won't have time to review for the Aspire test, so I'll just spend this time doing this. Well, two problems with that, you guys. So here's the first problem. The first problem is a lot of my students didn't get instruction to even review for it. And so to combat that, I was using Zoom. And I was on Zoom Monday through Friday from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. So 3 hours a day on Zoom. My students were able to come on. We were able to work through all the problems together. They were able to get the instruction that they needed, and then they left. And so that went kind of swimmingly. Up until spring break went pretty good, I would say. I got a lot of my students on and doing things. There were a few students that I just couldn't reach, and I still can't reach them. And so they're not doing anything, but it was going really well, okay? For the most part. There's glitches everywhere, okay? There are students that I just can't reach, and they're just not doing anything, and there's nothing I can do. I can keep calling them and they won't answer their phones. I can send them text messages and they won't respond. I can talk to their parents, and their parents can't make them do anything. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And I feel that's the essence of online teaching and online learning right now, is I'm leading my students to water. I'm giving them all the things that they need, but you can't make them drink the water, okay? So up until spring break, that's what we did. Then we took spring break, and man, I took my spring break. I did nothing until maybe the very last day, because then by that point we knew that online learning was going to continue until the end of April. We were supposed to go back to school May 1st. I was really praying. I knew it wasn't gonna happen, but I was really praying that we were gonna go back to school on May 1st. And so I changed tactics. I feel like I need to make these motions, because I feel like that's what this online thing is. It's just changing tactics constantly. So I think you guys need to understand this too. So we have this online program called Canvas. I'm sure there's some of you out there that have it, and if you don't have it and you're not yet a teacher and you're learning, you might end up using this program, okay? Well, my school district does something just a little funny, and I can understand to a degree why they're doing it, but to another degree, I have no idea. This is gonna sound very dramatic, okay? I have 3 different types of classes. They are all labeled resource math. So my co-taught that is getting taught by me and another teacher, They're in it. Only the resource students, though, are in my Canvas page. So I don't even get to see the other half of the class that is not in the resource end because they have been assigned to the other teacher. So my co-taught partner and I are trying to co-teach a Canvas class, and we can only see half of our class and their participation. That's one problem. Okay, so my co-taught, that's a problem. That's a big problem. And all they need to do is they need to code the co-taught class a little differently, and they need to code it so that everyone is in one class assigned to kind of like one teacher. I don't know. They need to figure that whole mess out, that whole mess, okay? Problem 2. I have just my regular resource students. So that's 2 of my classes. So they're getting grade core curriculum, but at a slower pace, okay? Which they're in the same class as the co-taught, which is on pace with like everybody else pretty much. I have to teach both of them in the same Canvas course, but they're both doing something different because they can't do the same things because one of them's getting co-taught lessons and the other one's getting the lessons from me. And so I have to be very specific when I'm assigning things, saying this is for this period and this is for this period and this is for this period. And none of them read it. None of them read what they're supposed to do, what period goes to what. At least most of them don't read it. And so then I get these frantic emails from resource students that are in my class, not in the co-taught, saying, why do I have to take this chapter 8 test? And I'm like, you don't have to take a chapter 8 test. I said this. I'm like, it's all on the page. Read the page. Read the instructions. That's a problem, you guys. It's a problem. And then I have my fundamental group, which is a very small group. And they're ones that were just kind of so far behind that they needed some foundational skills. They needed to spend the year really focusing on foundational skills, and we're finally up to the point that they could start next year and they are set. They can do equations and they know things with the equations. Like, they are set to start next year with the 9th grade math. They'll be in 10th grade, but they can do the 9th grade math and they can learn the 9th grade math, and they're on a better standing, which I am so proud of that group. So proud of that group. But I have all 3 of those groups in one Canvas course. One. It's a problem. So, how did I fix said problem? I decided, because we were supposed to go back May 1st, and that's not going to happen, and I'm not going to change my game plan at this point, you guys, that I've been using this program called ALEX. It's an online program that they go on. They're able to work through problems and progress and work on skills until they master those skills, and then they get to move on to another topic, work on those skills, and it's just kind of keeping their foundational skills up. It's kind of a review type of a thing. And so I assigned my resource and my fundamental group ALEX. It's the lazy way out. I'll admit it. It's the lazy way out. But I'm focusing so hard on my co-taught class. And now I've also cut back on my open office hours because they took away Zoom. I'm not allowed to use Zoom anymore. I have to use Google Classrooms, which I hate. I hate Google Classroom. Because with Zoom, because I have a MacBook Pro and I have an iPad, I was able to share my iPad screen on Zoom. And so I was able to write out the problems and it would show up on Zoom just like I would do in the classroom. And so with math, that is such an awesome tool to have, that they can see my face, okay? They see my face talking to them in instruction, and they're seeing what I'm writing and how to do the problem. It's a tool that is amazing and needs to be utilized, and I can't use it because other teachers are not responsible or don't know how to use this tool, and just sending out their links on Facebook and on Twitter and on Snapchat and on TikTok or whatever. And so strangers get on to their Zoom calls and start doing weird things on the Zoom calls. And so I'm now no longer allowed to use Zoom for my classroom, which threw a wrench in everything. I hate it. But I cut back on my hours. I'm now only doing 3 times a week, 1 hour each day is what I'm doing now. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, in each class, this is another way I've kind of solved the problem of all 3 classes being in the same thing. Each day that I'm on is assigned to a different class or group. So Mondays is Code Top, Wednesdays is Resource, Fridays is Fundamentals, okay? So they're doing 30 minutes of ALEKS a week. Okay? So they're not even doing that a day. I'm assigning it 30 minutes a week because some of them have biology classes and they have agricultural science and they have health and they have English and they have all these other classes that they have to worry about, and half my students are failing all those other classes. So I would rather talk to them and be like, hey, do 30 minutes of this, and then there's one other thing and I'll get to that in a second. 30 minutes of this a week and this other thing and you're done. You're gonna pass my class. That's all you have to do. So at this point, if somebody's not passing my class, which nobody can fail, they're gonna just get these incompletes, and then what am I supposed to do? Because they're supposed to come to me next year saying, how do I remove this incomplete and pass? And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna be there to tell them how to remove this incomplete and pass. And so now I'm gonna have to like figure that all out and then tell my department head, I'm like, this is what they have to do and you're gonna have to change this because I'm not gonna be here. I'm gonna be at an elementary school, which they still haven't told me what elementary school I'm gonna be at. They haven't told me what grades I'm gonna be at. You guys, I just feel like I need a word vomit with you guys and I apologize. So there's all of that. The other thing that the resource and the fundamentals group has to do is every Friday I assign a quiz. It's due by the next Friday. Now this quiz does not go on their grade. It goes in their grade book, but not on their grade. And this is only to assess whether they're forgetting every last thing that I've taught them or if they're retaining the information. Because at this point, their goal for their IEPs is to retain the information that has been taught. And it's really hard to know if they're retaining it unless I quiz them at least once a week. And so I am giving quizzes. But the problem, again, last week I assigned a quiz. Out of my, I think, 16 resource and fundamental, there's 16 total. 3 of them took this quiz. Okay, maybe 6 or 7 went on to ALEKS and did the 30 minutes. I have called saying, this is what's required of you. Do you need your username and password? And they just don't want to do it, or they can't do it. Like, I'm not going to say they don't want to, because some of them literally, like, and this is just what is crazy to me, you guys, because I know I have students that are now at home and they're taking care of their younger siblings, and they're making sure that they get their schoolwork done, or they are so anxious and so depressed about being home and everything like that that they are just feeling overwhelmed and they physically cannot do it. And I understand that feeling too. How do you help them? How do you do that? Okay. Now, then we got the notice that school's not gonna happen again this year. Like, it's gonna remain online teaching. The only light to the end of this very dark tunnel of mine at this point is we're not supposed to assign anything new after May 15th. So I'm even gonna stop the ALEKS and the quizzes at that point. And then on top of that, I not only have to worry about my students in the classes that they're taking from me, like the class that they're taking from me, but then I have to go through all my students that have IEPs and that I'm the case manager for and contact them, make sure that they're passing their classes. I have a senior who probably won't graduate. And it's stressful. It's stressful. So being a teacher, online teaching right now, is beyond stressful. Then let's add in the fact that you have 3 children at home who are also doing home-based learning. Not even online learning, but home-based learning. Only one of my kids is really doing like online learning, and he's golden. He's my 4th grader. He's over here. He's like, that's me. That's me. And he gets on in the morning. He spends maybe 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. I don't even know, because he's in his room. He does the work. It magically happens. He just does it. He's always been like that.
Self-motivated.
He's self-motivated to get it done, and I don't have to worry about him. Like, even when he was in kindergarten, like, he just came home. He enjoyed doing his homework, and he just did it. He spoiled us. He spoiled us. Okay, he spoiled us. But now, oh, you guys, this is what scares me about being moved to an elementary school. Can we have a heart-to-heart moment right now? I've been helping my second grader and my kindergarten son with their work. I want to pluck out my eyebrow. Not my eyebrows, my eyeballs. I want to throw something across the room almost every single day. I want to run away when helping them. It's like, give me something to throw. Like, you guys, my second grader has so much work that most days he sits at the table at 8 o'clock in the morning and he's not done until 12 or 1. And most of the time he's working pretty consistently. He gets a couple 15-minute breaks here and there, maybe like 2 or 30-minute breaks. But like, he does work pretty consistently, but he just is not as self-motivated. There's a lot of complaining going on. And then my kindergartner, you guys, if they put me with kindergarten next year, I might die. I might die. Why would you put somebody who worked with high school students to kindergarten the following year? Are you trying to kill them? You guys, I'm terrified. I'm absolutely terrified. But it's a nightmare. And like, my second grader got so overwhelmed last week that he shut down. He completely shut down for a few days. And so he didn't do anything for like 2 whole days. And then his packets were due yesterday, like 2 weeks worth, or what, I don't even know, like 1 or 2 weeks worth of packets were due. And he shut down. Like, he was so overwhelmed, he like literally just shut down. He could not do anything. And I've been seeing a lot of these things going around, like, you know, next year when you send your students to school, know that teachers are the experts. They're magic powers that we're going to get them back up to where they need to be. We're going to do that. And I have to remember that in my child's eyes, I am not his teacher. I am his mother. And I have to remember that above all else, I have to make sure that he is not traumatized by the situation, that he is in a healthy emotional state and a mental state.
Kids aren't going to want to go back to school next year because it's going to be like what they've been going through the last 3 months.
Yeah, like, you don't want them to be scared to go back because they're scared that their teachers are going to be mad that they didn't do things. Like, this is a traumatic time for students. Like, people always think that students are so, like, I don't know the word, like they have thick skin or they can handle anything because they're students and they're resilient. Resilient, I think, is the word I'm looking for. But they're not as resilient as we think they are. They have feelings and emotions, and big ones, and they don't know how to express them. And so because they don't know how to express them, they shut down, like my second grader did. He couldn't do anything. He couldn't do anything. Or my kindergartner, he gets angry and he yells and he screams, and thankfully he's not throwing chairs anymore. He'll just gently like pull him down and have him lay on the ground. But he'll just scream at the top of his lungs because his emotions are so big that they have to come out. And if you're a parent going through this, I know it's at the end of the video. If you're a parent going through this, please know from a teacher, okay, it's not worth it. It's not worth traumatizing your student anymore. The grade isn't worth it. I mean, yeah, in high school, they're working towards graduation and they need all those credits and stuff like that. But like elementary school, heck, even middle school, those grades, they mean nothing. They're gonna pass on. They're gonna move on. Okay? They are. They're gonna move on. High school's a little bit more different. Just a little different. But my kindergartner, if he doesn't do half of his work, guess what? Next year he's gonna be in first grade. And I bet you that he's not gonna be any further behind than any other first grader, because half of the kindergartner students are having the same issues. My second grader, he's gonna go into third grade and he's gonna be right where he needs to be, because I am sure that most of the second graders are having the same issue. Same with my fourth grader. He's gonna go into fifth grade next year. He's not gonna be behind, because every student's gonna be exactly where he's at. Remember that as parents, and don't stress yourself out, because I'm not stressing myself out. Okay? So those are a lot of my emotions. This is the video that's gonna go up. I am in a couple days going to do kind of like a pregnancy update from like the last month pretty much. I've decided to do them on doctor appointment days right now, so not weekly, but like doctor appointment days, and my 8-week appointment is on Thursday. I'm hoping this gets up on Wednesday the 22nd, or even tonight the 21st, we'll see. But that's kind of what's going on with everything. If you've made it this far in the video, awesome, thank you, thumbs up to you. Leave a comment down below. Let me know how you guys are surviving. If you guys have kids at home and what you're doing to kind of help ease everything. If you're a teacher and you're working, how is that going? Are you feeling a lot of the same issues that I'm feeling? Or are you guys like way far ahead and doing way better than I am? I want to know, so leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys in my next video.